Que la famille. Que la famille.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight it's Speech Don't Kill My Vibe. Who is coming here to the family for the first time? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. Wow. So be welcome. So just to give you the big picture, who we are, what do we do. So I co-founded the family 4 years ago with two other co-founders, Usama and Nicholas. And basically, we wanted to fight against the toxicity of the ecosystem. What does it mean, toxicity? It means that anyone who wants to create an ambitious startup here in this local ecosystem needs to leave the country, to leave the place to actually be able to survive. And that's not cool. Why? Because there is a lack of ambition, there are too many elitism, paternalism, you name it. So basically we've created a family. Now it's 40 people, 40 employees that are dedicated to help 350 startups in Paris, London, and Berlin to actually grow very fast. You may know some of them, like Algolia or Each. Who's using Each in the room? Okay, not so much. You're rich, right? Or you don't live in the suburb. Okay, so tonight it's all about pitch. We're gonna meet on stage startups that are about to introduce you their baby, their product, and they want you to help them to actually have better pitch and know what they have to do. Okay, we're not here to judge them, we're here to help them, right? This is the mindset. Okay, so here are the rules. All of the startups who will come on stage, so there are 4, they all have the same rules. And basically, they have to pitch and to tell the audience an amazing story. An amazing story during 5 minutes. In this amazing story, what we want, one is the one sentence, meaning like we want to understand very quickly what do they do. I am the Netflix of cats, for instance. So what is the big problem, really huge problem? A problem we can understand and we can feel close to. We have been into this problem. And even if it's not your case, you could feel like you've been into that problem because the picture is so good that it makes you feel like that. And then a demonstration of the product, a demo. Okay? So even if the product is not ready yet, we need to see it, we need to feel it, we need to understand how it will look like. You know, every detail matters. And then we want to understand why there is a huge potential. Who are the people, the target, what is the market? And finally, the team, the most important things, who they are, what is the link between them and the problem, you know, the coherence, their passion, why we know that come what may, they will stick to this problem. And they are not here because it's just cool or fancy to build a startup. They are here because they couldn't do anything else. That's what we need to feel, for real. And we can see if it's fake, right? And you can see when it's fake. We don't want just someone who wants to do a short-term thing, right? This is not what we're looking for. It doesn't have to be in that order. It can be in any order. This is a story. Tonight you're going to meet with InstantJob, l'Atelier du Câble, Navadra, and le Frigo Jaune. Very Frenchy. So, the winner. The winner wins what? Basically, your love, one, very important, because you will have to vote for your favorites tonight. Okay, so listen to that pitch. 2, we video record it, so it's an audience online. Basically, it's between 3K and 5K people. So if you're launching a product, it might be interesting, you know, to get some feedback, and why not your first users or even your co-founders if you're looking for your co-founder. And also, because you always want to be surrounded by the best people and the best employees, you can send your employee to Lion. Lion School is a school that we started at the family, dedicated for employees. So if you want to learn what it takes to work for a startup, you join Lion. It's free, it's every Saturday, it's highly selective. It's only 10% of the people that apply that we take, and it's 1,500 people who apply to Lion. The next session is full, but there is another one in June and July. We're looking for very highly talented people, big competence, 2 mental character, humility and courage. That's the profile of a lion. Okay, now I would like my very special guest to introduce himself. So Greg, you're a business angel. You're a godfather in the family also. Yeah. So tell us more about you and why you're here.
First, I'm here because I love the family, definitely. I love the atmosphere. It's so energizing when you come here. You meet a lot of people, a lot of new ideas, and it's always very refreshing for people like me. Because I'm old now, I've been involved in that kind of business for almost 20 years right now. So mainly, I set up different companies. I set up a digital agency in France, which is one of the fast-growing digital agencies in France, from 0 to 12 million within 5 or 6 years, from 0 to 100 people. And also we set up with Fabien Sensio Labs, which is a creator of Symfony. Probably some of them know Symfony. Who knows Symfony there? Okay. So yeah, Symfony is probably the most used PHP framework in the world for enterprise. To give you some numbers about Symfony, so it's an open source project. We launched this project, it was about 10 years ago. And for the version 2 of the framework, we recently reached 500 million downloads. And we will probably reach 1 billion downloads in 1 year. So the growth is just amazing. We have 40 other very big open source projects like Drupal, for instance, Easy Publish, and so on, that are based on top on Symfony. We have 500,000 developers involved in the core business of Symfony. And with Sensio Labs, we try to help and to ease the life of web and PHP developers by providing open source tools, but also SaaS product tools. So we recently launched 2 different tools, one to improve the quality and the other to improve the performance. And after 12 months, we have about 1,000 paid customers, which is a new way for us because we are well known for open source, but now we have also SaaS products. So it's also very interesting. We recently raised 5 million to improve the company and also to develop the company internationally. And we have about 150 people in different countries right now.
Hello everyone, my name is Côme. I work at the family. I help startups around all things concerning growth and product. So I've been here for 3 years, a bit more than 3 years now. So I'm eager to see what the startups have to offer tonight.
So we're super happy tonight to start Please Don't Kill My Vibe. Just send them a lot of encouragement, right? Give a lot of love to InstantJob.
So, hi everyone. I'm Charles, the CEO of InstantJob. So first, a bit of story about me. I graduated from school 1 year ago, and like many people in my generation, I didn't want to get a classic 9-to-5 jobs. I had many startup ideas, I have many voluntary projects, and I just wanted to follow them. I did a lot of different things, but they all had one thing in common. So I said, yes, I did a lot of different things, and they all had one thing in common, they didn't pay. So that's how I discovered temporary work. I worked for Deliveroo, I worked for a restaurant, I worked for caterers, and with caterer, that's how I discovered my startup. This is a caterer. I didn't know the word in English before preparing this speech, so this is a caterer. And this is a pronunciation, for those who need. The job was great. I was a waiter, basically. I just had 2 issues. first, they always call me at the last minute to offer me a job. And second, they always pay me very late. So a day, I call Denis, the guy in charge of the employees, to ask him why was it so complicated to pay me on time. And so Denis told me, listen to me, Charles. When I have to organize an event with 10 waiters, so in real life, Denis is from Belgium, but I don't know how to do the Belgium accent in English. So when I have to organize an event for 10 waiters, I have to call around 50 people one by one to know if they are available. So, but most of the time, they can't answer. So they have to call me back. But most of the time, I can't answer. So I have to call them back. But most of the time, they can't. But anyway, it's a nightmare to organize such an event. Once I have 10 waiters, I have to do the paper for USAF. I have to send all the contract. They have to sign the contract and send me back all the contract. And once the event happens, I have to check that everybody has worked the right number of hours for this event, but also for all the events of the month. So, if you want to do my job, do it. Otherwise, tu parles toujours aller courir. So I said, Denis, listen, I'm an entrepreneur. Give me 2 weeks and I will show you something. And this is what I showed to him. So it's a web platform where you are connected to all the people you can work with. So here, for example, you are connected with 320 people. Very important, it's not a recruiting tool. Those people, you already know them, it's your own network, and you have invited them to join you on InstantJob, and now you are connected with them through a mobile app. So you organize an event, for example, à la Bellevilloise, the 7th of March, you need 2 waiters. So the tool tells you, in your network, you have 32 waiters available. So you can select the people you want to send them the information about the event. So you send the information, and they will receive the information in a mobile app or in an email, and they will be able to say if they are interested or not by the event. So very easily, you just have to wait the answer, and when 2 people have answered, you can confirm them for the mission. They will get a notification that they are confirmed for the mission, and the one who are not confirmed, they will get a notification, you are not confirmed for the mission. So the booking is done, the nightmare is over. Next, we have on InstantJob all the information to do the papers for yourself. So you just have to click, and automatically it will send the right papers to yourself. It is the same for contract. We have all the information about the waiters and about the event. So we can edit the contract. You can send it automatically to your waiters, and they can sign it electronically. And then that's over. The booking is done. The URSAF is done. The contracts are done. The event can begin. And once the event is over, always on the same platform, you can say, okay, this waiter works 8 hours, the other one 8 hours, and you can export that on your paying system. So then you tell me, that's just a dream. And so we decided to really do it. So Emric is a friend of mine, he's a developer. So we started together, and now we launched our beta 3 months ago. We have now 10 paying customers on our platform. So our business model is very classic, is a SaaS business model. Employers pay around 200 euros subscription to be connected to their network. And that's it. So there are 4,000 caterers in France. So it's around 8 million market value. So we are focusing on it today, but we also realize that, for example, hostess agencies need exactly the same product. Security agencies need the same product. training agencies, temporary work agencies. So we will have a lot of work to do in the next years. So we are very happy about that. And so I'm here tonight to say, if you know a caterer or somebody who could use our product, please let's talk at the end of the event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I know it's very, very difficult exercise. So it's your first time?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to understand really when you plan to start and when you plan to finish your service. I mean, because there are different topics. There's a topic around the marketplace, being able to put together, you know, caterer and also people, but also about paying them. Also about how to declare them. So I think there are at least three different topics.
Yes.
You want to be focused on one of them or not really?
Yes, there are different topics, but it's always the same process. So it begins with the devis. So what I show, I need people in la Bellevilloise. I don't know the word in English. And then, so we follow all the process. It's always the same process. And at the end, it's the invoice and the pay. So this is the beginning and this is the end. And between that, there are all the steps I explained. And only those ones.
Because you know that if you want to pay someone in France, you have to respect a long process.
Yeah.
And you have to follow different things. And I think there are different companies like PayFit, for instance, here. And it's a complex process to do it.
So that's why we don't do that. Okay. The end is just before that. We have all the information for that, and we send it to other people.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for your pitch, Charles. I wasn't expecting that because I remember I saw InstantJob and I didn't know you were focused, but I should have read, on caterers. I thought you were on freelancers, but like a certain type of freelancers.
Yeah, but caterers is best for us.
Okay, so it's really the use case you start with.
Yes.
Right, okay. So, all in all, the pitch, it was a cool moment. You were really authentic, okay, on stage, and really, you seems to be decontract, you know, even if it's your first pitch. I mean, but maybe too casual, a little bit, you know. You take, you are speaking to your friend in a way,
yeah.
Which is cool. But in the same time, we don't feel, you know, the energy that or the passion that you put inside of it. So, you know, there is a balance to find between being too decontracted and also relaxed and too stressed. To put to show that you are totally involved, you know. That's what I was lacking. Otherwise, the slide, just the slide. On it, I think it's a bit how to say, a bit too raw. You know, and the demo was a bit too raw. Also, even if we understand that you are totally focused on the product and that you really take step by step. You want us to get into the product, but finally, I mean, nobody here had a wow effect, you know, watching the demo, you know, and because it was maybe too much detailed, step by step, and we didn't feel like, or we didn't understand where was the really big moment.
It's funny, but because you are not caterer.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing.
No, but it's true. It's very difficult to explain that all our customers say wow, and we try to do the wow in pitch, but it never works.
and if caterers are saying wow, that's the most important, and that's cool. Otherwise, who in the room loves this pitch? Raise your hand. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. What else? No, for me it was, on the slide maybe you could put some more effort. On the demo there is not the wow effect, but I'm not a carter. And finally your story. Yeah, about the story. It's a bit like your demo. you're going too much into details. Like, for instance, the conversation that you had with the Indian Belgium guy.
Bit complex.
It was cool. It's cool to have you telling us a story, but it was too much detail also. You know, too much. We didn't understood like the big picture of it behind. That's it. But all in all, it was a good pitch, I think.
Yeah, I agree with Alice about that Indian accent. I mean, keep it Indian, maybe. You do it very well. Yeah, I agree that it was a bit long to come to the problem. I didn't see why you took it from your perspective and not the caterer perspective. I mean, the problem is more for the guy who's in charge of organizing all that, rather than the guy who's working for him. So maybe if you try to enter through this lens, maybe it's going to be more. It's going to be easier for us to understand where you want to go. And for the first few minutes, I was like, what is he doing? I don't know where you're heading. Whereas your solution is cool, and the problem is easy to understand. I mean, anyone who has dealt with papers, basically, especially in this room, I guess there are lots of people who don't know how to do this. And so it's a self-explaining problem, so just bring it down rapidly. Other than that, two big things that we can that are good about your pitch. First, we see that your focus, and it's rare to see startups being so focused on one specific segment. You generated revenue in 3 months, so that's rather cool, and you should insist on that. Okay, so we focus there, we generate that revenue, we want to go there. And 3 points, you could do this very simply with your slides and insist on that because it's your value. And no, it was a good pitch. Other than that, I agree with what Alice said about the slides, maybe a bit too raw, but other than that, it was really good. I just wanted to ask you, did you test the pricing already or not at all?
We are currently doing it.
Yeah,
so
because maybe
when they say okay, we say we should
okay.
sell it more expensive.
At a higher price point.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe on the house worked, or I don't know,
Yeah.
commission or something. You can explore plenty of strategies. Okay, so no, it was cool. One last thing, I would have added a testimonial of just one sentence on my slide. So product. This is my demo, and this is what they say.
Okay.
And you see, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You could do
I
that
should
too.
have a recording because it will be.
It will be recorded.
They always say, "Oh, it's a dream. It's a real quote. It's really what our customers say." So
yes,
try to.
It's easy to record. So it's a video or something, but
yeah, sure.
Definitely include the testimonial.
Thank you.
And finally, what would you need from this audience?
So today, to meet new customers, because we want to add always new people to our beta version. So if you know people in this industry, we are focused on the commercial. So yes.
Okay, just to insist on that point, it's super important, the fact that if there is a wow effect in the eyes of your customers that is hard to rely on if we are not from this world, then it will really help you sell your product, because here in this room, I'm sure there are tons of people who have a cousins or who have an uncle or someone, and if they have the security, the mental security that you're the one who will solve their problem, they will go straight and send them a text message.
Okay.
But if you don't provide them this proof, because you don't have the direct audience here.
Just one thing about the wow effect. Who has a phobia about administrative tasks here? All right. So anyone can understand your problem, Yeah. It just make me feel like I'm the caterer. I have to deal with some sort of administration that I hate, and everybody hates that. And even if I'm not a caterer, I can identify. I can think. Okay, I can see what's the problem, and then bring on your solution, and you have the wow effect. I think you have to bring it on, like problem, solution. That's what they say. Boom.
Okay. Thank you.
And now we're gonna welcome l'Atelier du Câble.
Hi everyone, I'm Flavien. I'm CEO of l'Atelier du Câble. L'Atelier du Câble is a website where you can buy cables that you design yourself. But first, let's talk about issue we all know about cable. The first issue is the cable quality. Every iPhone or iPad user in this room already had a cable that looks like the one on the picture. And also, there are too many cables that charge your devices slowly. The second issue is that cables are always too short or too long. For example, you want to watch at the last video of the family, your smartphone is at 2% of battery, and you only have a short cable. What do? You do like the guy in the picture. You sit down against the wall to watch your video. And the opposite is also true. A 2-meter long cable is not very handy in some situations, like when you want to put it in a small purse, for example. The last thing is that cables are really ugly. They are all black, all white, they are all the same, they are very common, very sad, and that's why we built l'atelier du câble. That's because we want to bring more fashion and more fun into this. So we created a simple cable configurator with one single page where you can choose each connector color, the cable length, and you're done. And the magic is that your creation is live previewed, so you can become a real cable artist. One important thing is that we manufacture every single cable in our own workshop in France with old school machines and 3D printed tools. Basically, we like to say to people that we are craftsmen of cables. And that's what you get in a mailbox for around 20 euros. A beautiful cable made with love in a beautiful packaging. Today, we sell cables to many types of people. We sell cables to geeks because they can do the exact cables they want by playing with the cable configurator. We sell cable to fashionistas because they can buy colorful cable that fit perfectly with their smartphone cases. We sell cables to Made in France addicts because finally they can buy cables that are not manufactured in Asia. And we sell cables to newbies because they can call us directly by phone to ask for advice about their cable issues. And there are lots of cable issues, especially with the last USB-C connectors. Today we sold more than 1,000 cables. We launched the website last summer. We have around 20% of repeat buyers, and there are even some people that order 4 or 5 times since the beginning. A few words about the teams. We are fond of industry and really passionate about how everything is made. What we love the most is to combine our skills to build things like connected device, smartphone application, and stuff like that. At the beginning, we were only 2, Richard and me, both engineer in computer science, but we really needed a technical lead, someone who knows electronics. So we asked a friend of ours, Jean, which is an electronic engineer, to spend just one day with us, just to see how we work and what we do. And 3 weeks later, Jean left his job and joined us as the CTO of l'atelier du câble. 500,000 is just the beginning for us. We want to add more cable colors. We want to add more connector colors. We want to add more cable texture like fabric cable, leather cable. And obviously, we want to add more connectors like jack, HDMI, and so on. And very soon, you will be able to print every connectors with pictures, logos, and words. So your cables will be really unique and really, really exclusive. Our main goal is to become the reference of cables on the internet. We want to be known as the best technical experts, and we want to be known for the variety of choices we have in our shop. Thanks for listening, and this is a special discount coupon for you, so feel free to use it and to give it to your friends if you want. Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to start. Thank you for your pitch. Really cool, really cool. You could sell anything, like slippers, or it would be like, you would be a great sell. Basically, I mean, I was telling Greg just before, I love very basic business. You know, I have a crush for very simple businesses. Because why? Because of course, obviously, what matters in that case is the marketing and the story and the way you're gonna make something really simple, something cool. And obviously, you're good at it, your way. The slide, the story, and the way you develop it. And super cool, super simple. Now, on this, you have all of the point. How can I believe with this you're going to make something really ambitious? What is your vision about it? Or do you want? Maybe you don't want.
Our vision is to be able to manufacture every single cables you can have at home. So and we want to add more colors, like 100 colors if it's possible, and textures, and to be able to propose everyone the single cable, a unique cable. So,
but do you think the value is in the fact that you create and produce them, or is it in the story of the shipping and the platform up front?
there are multiple things. Today we succeed in selling cables because it's made in France, because you can customize it, because we do it by hand. So today we work on these three things. So
Okay, so you want to keep it full like that.
yeah,
Okay.
and we manufacture it because we can't do it with a manufacturer, because you can choose your colors, you can choose your length. It's impossible to deal with someone else that make cables. So
yeah, but
you have to
how long does it take for you to actually customize the cable?
to manufacture the cable from the beginning to the shipping is around 20 minutes, all included.
20 minutes,
Yeah.
human time.
What?
Human time.
Yeah, for one people.
For one person.
Yeah.
And how many people bought it as of today? How many clients?
We sell around 1,000 cables, but we have around 1,000 clients, I think.
It's your full-time job?
Yeah.
You're
We are
dedicated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it opens in
Last summer.
1,000.
Yeah, but we have difficulties on marketing. We have difficulties on SEO, SEM. It's a complicated market because there are lots of references of other products, and we have to fight against Amazon. We have to fight against a big brand like Anker, and it's very difficult. So
Okay. Who wants to buy a cable? And who will? That's the thing, you
Yeah.
know, because
Okay, so first of all, could you offer Alice like 10 cables so she stops stealing every cable of the family?
With
You have the biggest thief of the cables in the entire world.
I can print his head on each
Yeah.
connector if you want.
So she
Yeah.
knows it's. So you know it's yours. Because she comes to you and borrows your cable and you never
Yeah.
see it again. So, other than that, about your pitch, it was cool. You're a good seller. I was a bit afraid in the beginning, and you started to bring me along in your story. So it's rather well made. Now you said you struggled with marketing,
Yeah.
which is interesting. I wonder if you have tested, because you have basically two big value proposition: quality, made in France, it lasts longer, it's handmade, etc., and the fashionista standpoint where you can customize it, etc. And for the price, I'm really wondering whether people are ready to buy that premium only to customize the cable, or if you should insist more on the quality. And in your pitch, I had this feeling that you insisted a lot on customization, on the fact that it was handmade, etc., and not so much on quality. And maybe what you should do if you have problems is you spend 200 euros on Facebook, put 100 euros on one value proposition, 100 euros on the other, and see which one works best. And just like that, you can have a small test and a small indication of what you should be doing in terms of marketing. And so I'm just wondering if you have run this test, or if you don't really know and you're doing your cables.
We are not we have not enough money to do this. So for now we try it, but in very low amount of money. So it's not significant.
Sure. No,
So
it takes some money. I agree. Honestly, it's going to cost you more than 200 euros actually.
So for now, we prefer to add more colors. We prefer to add more connectors because that's what people ask by mail or by Twitter. They ask for more possibilities to customize their cables. So For now, we prefer to invest in this kind of things. But we have to try it.
Yeah, actually, as far as your speech is concerned, I had the feeling that it wasn't really ambitious. That you were like making your cable in your small, in your room, and it was you had fun making your cable. But I didn't feel the ambition to become the cable provider of the world, and that you could sell many cables, etc. And maybe it lacks a bit of marketing side in your pitch. And you're a good seller, so you know it's all the more apparent that you're lacking this side. But I don't know, maybe try in the street to distribute flyers and see which flyer sells more. I don't know. You can
for now, it's 50-50. We sell cables because it's a good quality and they are charging your devices quickly. And we sell 50% of cable because they are customizable. It's really 50-50.
Yes, but it's what I mean is it's important that you get out of your niche. It's important that you go on the real market. People that come to your websites are not representative. I mean, you have lots of geeks here, so it's fun. Hello, but you're not. It's not your actual big market. So try to get outside and be in front of your market.
Okay.
Yes. I'm a bit like Alice. I love that kind of business, but you have to create something, bigger. And also, I think there is the main point is about the production cost. It's really interesting if you're able to provide something more or less at the same price as your competitors. You can bring value because you can bring fashion, you can bring corporate brands on top, and it's good. But what is your current price difference with a cable on Amazon.com, for instance?
For an Apple cable, we are less expensive, but for a micro USB cable, like for Android or that kind of smartphone, we are more expensive.
What kind of difference?
On Amazon, you can find good cables for around 10 euros, but you have to pay for shipping, and our price is shipping included. So when you buy cables on our website, you don't have to pay shipping at the end on your order. So it's very important for us to do that because Amazon offers free shipping for every.
But
product.
the average difference is about
for
double?
a cable.
Yes, a double. You have to pay a double.
For macro USB, yes, but not for Apple Lightning cable. For Apple, we are less expensive. We are around 20 euros, and Apple is around 25.
I think you have to create a real brand. Like Le Slip Français, for instance. It was something quite unbelievable, but they did it because they create a strong brand based on something real clear in terms of position of the company. So I think you have to be focused on the customization because quality is always a bit difficult to really explain that in your small shop you are able to product, best cables than in very, very big factories. So I think you have to be very focused on customization, but also to create a real brand around l'Atelier du Câble to explain that you can provide something. Yes, I have a lot of cables with me every time. So probably you can create also a kind of corporate distribution, because I think it can. Yes, a corporate gift, for instance. I think it's really interesting to talk to very large corporate and to say, okay, now you can have that kind of cable with your logo, and I think it can be you can grow your business like that. Yeah. But as you do it today, it's more like artisanal,
Yes.
Craft. Yeah.
And the B2B side, don't talk about it because it's not sexy. But do it because you can start making money on the side.
B2B.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And now, please welcome Navadra.
Hi everyone. I'm Michel, co-founder of Navadra, an educational video game to help middle school progress in math. We all know someone who has or had troubles with mathematics at school. Little by little, they start fearing mathematics. And there's a term for that. It's called math anxiety. And in France, we are champions of math anxiety. We are among the top countries of the world regarding math anxiety. And it's a pity, because I firmly believe that almost anyone can be good at math if introduced properly. I've been a private math teacher for years, and I've had some students who were feeling totally helpless with mathematics. It was like a foreign language to them. And I tried different things, didn't work out, until one day, I tried something different. I approached math through game. And it worked fantastically. In almost few weeks, they start to regain their self-confidence and their interest in mathematics. And this just because they had some fun. So I did few years of consulting in big companies, and then I decided to come back to my real love for education. Except this time, I wanted to go further. And together with Jeremy and Julien, we wanted to create a real educational video game targeting math and middle school. And quickly we faced the dilemma. Learning against fun. Because, well, students will highly prefer simple and repetitive mechanics, but we knew that wouldn't make them progress. And we were uncompromising on the fact that our game should really make our player progress. So we decided to build a game in close collaboration with teachers. And once the game was ready, we really wanted to have it tried in classrooms. Back then, we had no track record, so it was kind of hard to find a teacher who was ready to give us a try. But finally, we found one. So we arranged a demo in the classroom. Some of her colleagues came by to watch, 1 or 2 students per computer. And it was such a success that immediately afterwards, all the teacher presents asked us to do exactly the same for all the classrooms. So quickly, it became much easier to do it. And so now it has been used more than 150 times in different classrooms, and we received a lot of nice testimonials. I like this one. They said that in 1 hour of Navadra, some students did more math than these last 15 days. But, well, we're a startup in education, and trying to sell to middle school is almost committing suicide. So we decided to sell to parents. So basically, a student will discover Navadra in classroom, will play for free, and can continue playing for free at home until he reaches level 5. And then we send an email to their parents inviting them to take a monthly subscription. So since November 16, when we launched our beta, we've got more than 1,500 students acquired for free thanks to demo in classrooms. Among them, 26% kept playing regularly at home after 1 month, and 3.8% paid, the average of mobile gaming being 1 or 2%. But most rewarding of all, our player really progress. We've got a girl that said that last year she didn't like math at all, but now, thanks to us, she's third of her class in math with an academic average of 16.5. So now, how do you play? Well, you start by creating your avatar, customizing it. And then you trade, you sharpen your mind with Navadra's magic and with some mathematical exercises. You are then able to learn new spells with various effects that you can combine, and then fight monsters with Navadra's magic alone or together with your friends, because it's really a collaborative game. One last thing, we're just getting started here. That was a proof of concept, so you've got a screenshot of our beta. But we're now working on something much more ambitious, our V1, cross-device, and you got a kind of a look and feel of what we're aiming. We really want to be competitive, somewhat competitive in terms of fun, with other mobile games that students have access. And in the meantime, if you're a parent or a teacher, go on navadra.com and introduce the game to your kids. If you never experienced the power of video games in learning before, try it. You might be surprised.
I wish I had a teacher like you to teach me how to count. It would have helped. Super good storyteller. Seriously, I see you as a teacher. I would see them as students, you know. No, it was a great pitch. You know, when I see video game pitches, I'm super. Often I'm afraid because it's hard, this industry, but you're not video game industry actually. I mean,
between.
yeah, but it's stupid to think about which industry you are, but basically you use the like the gaming of this industry to actually enhance education for kids, which is great. So I really like the pitch. I think it was concrete, simple, useful. We understand what you bring. Now we're thinking of to go deeper into the educational mode. You know, what do you teach? How often will the kid come back? How do you make sure that stickiness will stay? And this team, who is what? So you are involved in education. The other ones are the expert in game design, in this stickiness, you know.
So, okay, so to answer quickly the last question, I've got Jeremy, who has made a video game school, and who is actually game designer, and Julia, who has more than 10 years of experience in programming, and so yeah, we're kind of complementary. Regarding the use of it, it's today the user play around 2 or 3 times per week with 15 minutes each time. So it's kind of cool for something you do, and it's actually math.
Yeah.
But that's why we're planning to do better, because we tried to. The first product was something in between to please teacher, parents, and something, and we didn't know exactly where to put the right cursor, because 3 different people to please. It was kind of hard. But now we know. We know what was required for the teacher, for the parents, and we know we can go deeper into video games aspects, and that's why we're building our V1.
So who do you have to convince, the parents or the teacher?
Both, actually.
Who do you start with?
We started with teachers, because that's our pedagogical quotient. So now we can say to parents, okay, there are more than 150 teachers using our product. That means that it has some pedagogical value.
But that's always a nightmare. Like every educational things that we have at the family, you know, that target student, kids, they have always this problem of how do I talk to who first, you know, because there are the parents, finally that's the one who pay, but there are the kids, okay, that's the one who use, and there are the teachers, and that's the open door. If they don't open the gate, it's dead. So, and if you can crack this thing, that's all what matter, I guess. And so that's. I mean, for me, the harder part of your pitch, it's what comes to mind, to my mind at least, very, very quickly.
Yeah. So the way we are planning to crack it is to have the pedagogical quotient from teacher.
Yeah.
Then we can say to parents, it is used in classroom, it is pedagogically interesting, and we're working right now to have a national education label for parents.
So you go step by step. First step, the teachers,
parents, and then we're working on players to get something very addictive now that we've secured the others.
Okay.
I think, yes, thank you first. I think it looks really exciting, but the question is about the go-to-market, definitely. So you start from a student of what age? You start from
6th grader to 9th grader. It means middle school or college in France.
Okay. Yes, and I think really the question of Alice is just the key, because it's really very, very, very difficult to be adopted from, you know, French education ministry, for instance. It's a long process, and you can probably not wait to be adopted like that. So you have to really explain who you really target first. What is your typical funnel, you know?
what we've experimented so far, and that's why what seems to work the most, is to pass by teachers, because they try it for free with their kids in classroom, and then they will want to keep playing at home. But then they might say to their parents, I've tried this mathematics game at school, so can I play it now? And they will probably say yes. Because we tried also to acquire directly students who have Facebook ads and something, but we had not very good conversion rates.
Because you follow the official program or not really?
Yeah, totally. Like, yeah.
Otherwise, yes, you're a very good storyteller. So,
thank you.
Perhaps we need to see in more detail the product, because it looks great. We have something really attractive, but probably to feel the way you really try to learn things to young people. I think we need to see more.
Yeah, I tried. In 5 minutes, find it hard to give a real demo.
But you can add a short video of 30 seconds, for
yeah.
instance,
Okay.
just to really feel the power of the product.
Okay.
So yeah, congratulations. You picked the two most difficult industries, gaming and education.
Which one? The first?
Gaming and education. Two big fields where it's hard to make money. But actually, I'm convinced that your app is working. I mean, when I see the pitch and when I see the feedback, I'm like, okay, that's cool, it works. And now you enter the most difficult part of the educative market, which is, as you said, go-to-market, marketing. How do you acquire clients, customers, etc.? I was wondering if currently you sell to parents and they install the app for their kids, or they lend them their mobile phone. How does it work?
It's on browser, so no installation required. So they play from any computer connected to internet.
Okay, and then the kids have login and they can.
And they actually create their account at school so that they can use the same account.
Schools are your only acquisition channel so far.
Well, as I told, I tried different one, but this is the one that works better for conversion to payment.
But you have to get into schools.
No, because at first we did that, and now we built a platform for teachers to help them define moments during which they can play with their students, where they can track their progress, when they can assign some specific challenges to their students. So we built a dedicated tool for teachers to help them introduce it to their kids, because it was too much time consuming.
Sure, okay. So yeah, that's smart. I don't know how you're going to grow from there, because once again, I mean, it's cool that you have teachers, etc., but the pace of the education, and particularly public education and the ministry, is slower than you would like, I suppose. And so, yes, I think you have to try different go-to-market strategies. Try to get the parents first and have them recommend the tool to their kids. You can test otherwise. Target the kids first and have them to recommend it to the parents. And yeah, I think this strategy is harder actually. Yeah. But do the kids like to use your product? Do they naturally go on it?
Yes, but they're very bad ambassadors to their parents, because a lot of them forgot to mention that they were actually doing math. So they say how they kill monsters and so on, but it doesn't really help.
Yes, I understand the problem. But yeah, I think you should really try some other strategy to go faster.
Yes.
That's the thing you're missing.
Have you thought about academia and so on, that kind of companies? Because they are looking for content and a new way to learn to people?
They're against our vision. For academia, we will always be a communication tool, and they don't care about the pedagogical value, to be honest. And we have a strong mission that is make our player progress, so doesn't fit. But we tried.
I'm wondering something may be super bad, but if the teacher get paid for each parents they get involved. No, this kind of system, I mean, teachers are not well paid, and if the product is good, why being, Yes.
We didn't try.
Yeah, everybody's, it's okay. They're not, yeah. If it's, Yeah. He can give you tons of ideas. And you can speak also with School Move. You know School Move?
I told quickly with Shannon last time.
Yeah, Shannon, he has been through this process.
Yeah.
About 4
And
teenagers.
we were sympathizing each other, like, it's hell, it's hard. And,
you understand.
Talking about School Move, Shannon has found a way. I mean, they are doing classic ads, and it's not magic, but provided you have a subscription model, people pay €8 per month. I don't know what's your churn rate, but maybe you can determine some sort of lifetime value, and just you can try to be very classic about it and just be under your lifetime value, making an acquisition cost that is less than your lifetime value. The difference is your revenue, and you can be very happy and very profitable with that. And the great thing about this strategy, which is very classic, very boring, I admit, it scales. And so you can scale quickly, and it works. And so it's just about distribution and being good at ads.
100% agree. That's our second phase, because now that we've secured the pedagogical aspect, that we have a community of teachers, that we're working off our label from national education, now we can switch to scale and yes, what you mentioned, that's the plan. Okay.
Otherwise, a good idea of business, if you're looking for one, is just a lead generation for parents. We have some clients, as you can see, so
sure.
We can try to build this company.
So you were a teacher at mathematics?
Yeah, but a private teacher, I said, I think, right? Mm? Yeah, a private teacher, yes.
Okay. Who wish they had this guy as a teacher when they were young for mathematics? Okay. Nobody there saying that they were bad at mathematics. Who wants? I mean, who has the children here? Who has children? Okay. Who liked this speech? Who would recommend it to the children to know? Mm-hmm. Mm. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now, le Frigo Jaune.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Laurence. I'm 39. And after 12 years in a big cosmetic company that I won't name because you're worth it, I decided I didn't only want to make the word more beautiful, I also wanted to make it better. So I'm a mom of 3, and I decided to tackle something that's really close to my heart and that's killing me every day I eat with my kids. It's food waste. So I co-created with my husband the Yellow Fridge. The Yellow Fridge literally is a solution for companies to reduce their food waste because there's a new law, and that's a key point, and we're lucky in that sense. Since July last year, there's a new obligation, at least in France and in some other European countries, that state that you have to put in your corporate annual report something about what you do against food waste, what you do with circular economy, what you do for the well-being of your employees. And that's where we come in, because if companies are all eager to do something, they want to do something good, it's not their job, and they don't really know how to do it, and once they've done it, oh my God, if you ask them to measure it, it's an all other story. So that's where we come in. Our answer is a FaaS solution, FaaS for Fridge as a Service, because we are digital. So obviously it's a wink to all of you who sell SaaS and YaaS and PaaS. So it looks complicated, FaaS, but it's actually as simple as 1, 2, 3. 1, if you're in a company where you have a canteen, as soon as a canteen closes, the staff repurposes the food, the unserved food, into doggy bags, and they deposit it into the Yellow Fridge. When they do that, they register it onto the app, and the app helps them to give the full sanitary responsibility onto the Yellow Fridge. That's me. Second, the app actually sends a push notification to all the employees in the company stating what's available. And third, at the end of the day, when the employees leave the company, they can go into the fridge and help themselves to 1 or more doggy bags. And they can use it for themselves, or they can use it to give it to someone who's hungry on the streets. So I mentioned our Fridge as a Service solution is digital. What I need to say as well is that it's an all-inclusive solution. So obviously we address the diagnosis at the beginning, but we also provide everything that the company needs. So it goes from the fridge, yellow of course, it includes the doggy bags, and the dedicated app for the staff and for the restaurant staff as well. So we manage everything that goes in and out of the fridge, and we also measure the impact it has on a, well, weekly, no, monthly basis. But do not be mistaken, because, weird color on there, sorry. Do not be mistaken, because this is not simply an anti-food waste solution. This is a solution that fits overall into the company business. Why? Because, of course, we're addressing legal issues, we're addressing business because they're going to save cost on waste management, for example. But most of all, we're addressing the issue of bringing more sense to people into their company. We're engaging staff at all levels, not only top level, not only bottom. Everyone in the company is going to see what's happened and benefit from it. And also, we're benefiting your brand company. Why? Because internally and externally, you're going to be able to communicate about what you do. And let's face it, you want to be seen doing it. And this is something important because that's what our clients talk about. 4 months into the adventure, we've already signed and installed our first client last week, actually, and it's the groupe Au Féminin. So it's a bit different because they don't have a canteen, but they have Marmiton. So Marmiton cooks a lot. For the one of you who knows the site, it actually gives you free recipes every day. So they cook a lot and they need it. So what we've seen, we installed it last Tuesday. We've already have 100% of everything that's put in the fridge that's being used, which is great because they're not throwing anything away. So in numbers, it's only 35 meals in 6 days, but it's not bad because we're saving money and we're also helping people eat because we know some of them use it to give them on the needy on the streets. And also we noticed 35% of people used it straight away on D1, on the launch day. And today, 6 days into using it, we have 55% of people using it on a daily basis. So we're really happy. But we're not naive. We know a lot of people don't want another app to install on their phone. So to make it easy for them to interact with the fridge, we also plugged a chatbot on Messenger. Today it's Messenger, tomorrow it will be Slack or Trello or whatever they use. So let me just show you quickly how you use the bot. So let's say I go onto the Frigo Jaune page and I say, "Hi, I'm hungry." Okay, if you want me to help you, you need to give me your code because we need to attach you to your actual fridge. You know, if you're at the family and there's a fridge down the road into another company, you don't want to know what's in there. So I give him my code. Okay. Oh, hi, I'm the bot from the yellow fridge in Au Féminin. What do you want? I said, okay. What can I do? So I said, you can see what's available in the fridge, you can help yourself, and you can count your points. Oh, cool. How do I do? Let me see you what's in the fridge. Okay, there are 27 entries, 11 dishes, and 40 desserts, and 37 something else. Could be yogurts, could be beer, actually. So I said, okay, I want to help myself. Good. What are you taking? It's prompting me, but I can also type something else. So I'm a sweet tooth, so I said, I'm taking a dessert. And he asked me, how many did you take? And that's important because when I said, I'm really hungry, I want 5, then it's going to take the count off the fridge so everybody else knows what's left in the fridge. And then it says, thank you for participating. And of course, because we want them to use it, we give you points. So why should you believe that we're going to paint the tone yellow with the yellow fridge? Well, first, we believe we have a reliable business model. We do have a monthly subscription that starts at €1,200 a month. So it's quite a high price target, but we know we're offering a service that they need, and we're addressing the entire company, not just one pain point. Also, we know the size of the total addressable market. Today, for us, we're targeting the CAC 40 companies. Why? Because they're big, they have money, and they're being watched on this project. But we know that after that, we have all the collectivités territoriales, and there are 75,000 in France. Plus, we already have a vision that we do want to have a full connected fridge by the end of the project, so we're already working on it. Second reason to believe in us is because 4 months after launching this project, we already have more than half of the CAC 40 company in discussion with us. So I know we already signed 2 outside of the CAC 40, which is Le Groupe Au Féminin and Fleury Michon. But the big names like that, it takes time, and we're asking them, okay, it's not a huge amount of money, but still, 1,200 a month. takes them time to reflect on that. And the third reason to believe in our project is because we're a great team and we already have a first experience in food waste. And here is the team for everybody to look at. So there are 8 of us, only 4 of us are full-time. And this is Tayeb working on the product, Michael and Fabien, developers, and myself. And then we have my husband and 2 other people, Pierre and Kwanmin, working as sparring partner, and they help us on artificial intelligence and legal issues as well. And Carla is here to help us on business development because she has 15 years experience in selling projects to big clients. So today, what I like to say is whether you want to pimp your corporate program, you want to make your place, your office, the best place to work, you want to have free doggy bags every night, or you want to share them with people on the streets, that's a reason to come and speak to me tonight. I'll be happy to sell you a yellow fridge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really good pitch, good energy, beautiful slides, even if you say the gray is not cool, but obviously it's beautiful slides. I love your t-shirt.
It's from one of your...
But you don't put it as like you're proud of it because you have your thing under it. You know, just put your the t-shirt only.
It's a one piece. So.
Ah, all right.
I had a client's appointment today. So,
okay, but you don't go to see clients with your work.
It's the financial guy to sign.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I understand. So it's very. I mean, you said it. You come from the corporate world, and obviously, no, don't be shy and don't be how to say ashamed by it. Actually, it makes sense. It's coherent. You're targeting them. You're changing them from the inside. You know them. You know how to sell anything to them, and that's what makes it believable. What you do in the end, because you know them, and your pitch is perfect for them. I can obviously see that they will buy it because it's good for the PR, for their PR. It's good for the HR because the guys, they will go back home with more food, and it's good for the requirement. It's compulsory. So it's a good pitch. It will sell. Now there are 2 points. The first point is in terms of logistics. Do you make the guy from the kitchen work more on their side? Do they have to, create the doggy bags? One question. Second question, you have the right mindset, and we can see that, okay, obviously you want to have a flawless experience through Slack, through chatbot, and this will be the next step. But right now, the thing is, how will you create from this not just a nice thing and a cost, but a nice thing for the company, but something that really the employees talk about it. You know, like how will you make the people use le Frigo Jaune, want le Frigo Jaune, make jokes because you took the last dessert and and have an exchange inside the company, so that in case because it happens all the time like that, there are cuts in the budget. It won't be the first thing that will be, write off.
So there are 2 things in your question. The first is, how do we work with the food company? So literally we have a 3-way contract. So we sign the end company, let's say L'Oréal. So we sign them, and they have Sodexo making the food for them. So we do have a 3-way contract. So it's all about, right from the start, we put everybody around the table and say, L'Oréal is our client, but we are not in the business of making people eat. We're here to avoid food waste. So we want them to feel at ease with what we're doing. And we know they have issues with food waste. So right from the beginning, we talk all together. So we have different kind of situation. First is Sodexo might tell us, you know what, my people, as soon as the service is over, they want to be out. They're not going to do anything. So I don't want to do it. I said, fine. So we're going to put you in contact with someone from, I don't know the name in English, but ISAT, it's the handicapped people that you make work, and they do work a lot on this kind of issue. And then when you tell them, okay, included in our subscription is the fact that someone can come 20, 30 minutes a day to work on that. Then they go, okay, no, I don't want anyone in my kitchen, so someone from my team will do it. So, okay, and we agree with them that if it takes more than 10 to 15 minutes, first, it's an issue because they have an issue with waste management, not good for them. And if it's the case, they will bill us the yellow fridge, and then we include it in our subscription. So we've already discussed with the big Elior, Sodexo, Compass and everything, and have an average of price that's already included in our subscription. Okay. So if it comes to half an hour or almost an hour, it's included in the pack. So what they do is they take the unserved food and not the waste on your plate or whatever is left in the kitchen, that's not it. They take whatever is unserved, including all the buffet. And that's a big stuff because normally they're not able to reuse it for the day after. But because we act under the doggy bag law, because yes, there is a doggy bag law in France, whether a restaurant like it or not, because we act under that, we do take the responsibility as if we were the last person taking it. And then we're insured by a big insurance company that allow us to do that. As for the flawless experience and how we make sure they don't get rid of us after a few months, it's a tricky question we're actually looking into because, yeah, we're new, we've been here for 4 months. People are like, oh yeah, I've seen her doing this and that, oh, it's cool, and someone told me about it. We really believe that we're bringing a service to everybody. And also, it might be longer at the beginning because we have to actually talk to the unions. You know, unions in France are really heavy on the food issue, and actually in every single company it's normally the union that has the right to provide the food, and by design they give their authorization to someone in the company, except in a few ones. So they always have to give you their okay to go for that type of solution. What happens is a bit like French politics. Once you've said yes to an advantage to your employees, it's very difficult to take it back. And even if they have to do cuts, they're probably going to go to have and look other ways because the unions have said yes. People have been benefiting from it for
it's true. Once you are
months.
in, it's hard to get out.
You know.
It's totally different at the family. When I want to cut, I cut.
Congratulations first for the total brand. From your presentation to your T-shirt to your watch.
Yeah, that was way before.
So, but I think it's really important because even if you are a very young company, it looks like real serious, and you have to because you try to reach very big corporates, and that's a part of my question. So you will be focused on very big corporates, so that means a very long negotiation. And probably a kind of difficult go-to-market because it requires time. You need to onboard different people around the table, like Sodexo and also the company and also unions, like you tell. So in terms of go-to-market and in terms of scale, don't you think it's at the end it will be a bit difficult? And so how do you plan to scale really?
We've been in this adventure for 4 months because we actually, it's a bit tricky. We won a hackathon with this idea. It's a pivot from a C2C model, and we were convinced that food waste is something that people want to tackle, but it takes too much of an investment. So we said, let's take advantage of the hackathon to actually pivot and find something in B2B, and we came up with the yellow fridge. So our luck is that we won the fact of pitching at the Women's Forum in Deauville in December last year. So we actually reached quite a lot of people. And then also I have to have a upside of being 40 almost, is that I've been working for, almost 16 years in big companies, so I have a small network that I can reach as well. So in terms of power maps, I can identify some power maps in different companies, and what we do is, it's a game of war, really. It's like, okay, this is the colonel, this is the commandant, this is the military, and we have to talk to as many people as we can, and as fast as we can. And honestly, our job at the moment, certainly my job, is every day I have to talk to at least 10 people and make sure they remember me. And I probably feel like I'm harassing some of them, but I have to find compelling events. So one day, oh, look, I've done a video at the family. Don't you want to watch it? Oh, maybe it's an occasion for me to come back. Or, you know, I have a new client now. I've installed Au Féminin. Do you want to know the results? I'm happy to come and present it to you guys. And all those kind of events. And also I have to say, because I used to be corporate, I have a lot of ex-corporate friends, I would say, not ex-friends, but ex-corporate, that says, oh, can you come and explain to people in the team how you go from being inside the company to outside, and how you go quicker? So obviously I say yes to all that.
Do you think it's possible to sign very large contract? I mean, to have a...
Yes, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
I mean, with one big corporate, like to have, let's say, 300 fridge in different locations. Yeah.
Well, for example, you have Renault, not to name them. We have 111 sites in France, and they're in the process of looking at the moment for a new restaurant provider. And we're working with some of the providers on the market to work on a common offer. It's a way to go there. I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm saying we have to believe it's going to work if we want to tackle that.
Yeah, it was a good pitch, really clear and precise and all. The only thing, it was a bit corporate, to be honest. And so
sorry, 16 years.
It was good, which is good. The only thing is maybe you can insist more on how satisfied the end user is, because I suppose you have some stats. So show that it works with the employees, because it also comes to that. And that's the only thing that I was a bit missing here. It's just how happy are the end users? How do they like it?
Yeah, you're right. We have 6 days in our first client.
Okay,
so
it's only 6 days.
It's 6 days.
Okay,
We've installed last Tuesday, so
right.
I didn't have time to make videos.
No, it's sure. Never mind. And the only question I had is about pricing. So it's 1,200 euros per month.
Per month.
Per fridge.
Per fridge.
Okay. And can
but it's not. Sorry, we're selling the solution, not the fridge. The fridge itself is just a part of the solution.
So if I take 2 fridges, I pay 2,000.
It depends on the amount of people you serve.
Okay,
but it decreases as well. I think we have a decrease on the fridge itself of something like 30 or 35%. It's not the biggest margin. It's not the fridge.
Sure. No, I understand. And can the company sell what's in the fridge? It has to be free.
We've had that question. That is not our position at the moment, because we must not forget that we answer a legal requirement of corporate responsibility. And
so they have to do it anyway. That's what you mean?
No, they have to do food waste, a food waste solution. But as soon as you start selling it, you enter a different kind of legislation.
Okay, so it's
and our positioning is that we want people to benefit from it.
Yes.
And we want it to be an additional benefit in the company. Okay. And this is what we do differently from everyone else on the market.
All right. No, I understand. It was just a question like that.
Yeah, that's our brand vision. It has to be free.
Okay, very clear.
Does it require a lot of people to manage a fridge on a daily basis?
No, we have the person in the company that is responsible for the program, so in contact with us.
He checks the fridge every day, for
well,
instance?
everything is connected, but we do have in the fast solution, we do have a daily cleaning of the fridge. So someone comes in, check every morning before the opening of the canteen, and if there is anything left in the fridge, he takes it, and we give it to a nearby association. So I can't tell you which, because it depends on where you are. If I am in Palaiseau, it's one association. If I am in the Force of Paris, it's something else.
So that means if people don't use it, it will be used by an association or
we still don't throw anything away, and nothing is left in the food more than 24 hours.
Okay.
See, we are asking a lot of questions because we like it. So to sum up, one, don't be ashamed of belonging to the corporate world is the strength. Two, I just thought about it. There is something that I wasn't, feeling comfortable with, and now I understand. It's the fact that charity should never be purposed to sell. So in your case, for instance, you don't allow the guy in the street to eat. You allow anyone in a big corporation to stop wasting food stupidly and to be more happy at home. And plus, that's cool, because you know what? We distribute it. But it's really like a plus, you know, we need to feel it like that.
And also the guys themselves in the company, they can decide to pick the doggy bag and give it to a needy guy on the street. What we're doing with the yellow fridge is we're not imagining what they're doing with the food, and our aim is not to provide food to everyone at the end of the day. It's to eradicate food waste, because we have 4 million people in France not eating every day what they would need to eat, and we do throw away 6 million tons.
Yeah, but this is a punishing way to tell the story.
That's why we're not saying it like that.
So just say we help you make your employees feel happy.
Exactly. That's the
it's
story
not a waste, and that's
telling.
cool. It's a social, exactly. On the
and also there, instead of having at the end of the year, you know, on your report, we gave away blah 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 to les Restos du Cœur, which is great, but nobody has seen it, nobody knows what it means, and okay, it's just one more line on your report. Whereas if you've seen the fridge every day, you've been coming by, it's here in the hallway of a company, and you actually feel you've been involved in something, and we know people are looking for a new sense of purpose as well. So it's a new way of bringing it into the company as well.
Yeah. Okay, it's cool. There's a simple story to tell to any CAC 40, CAC 40 corporate. So anyone here who've seen this speech, if you work in a big company, you know what you have to do. Thank you very much. So, we're gonna start. Okay, I'm gonna say InstantJob 1, 2, 3, and you make some noise, okay? Even if it's not your favorite, you give some love. InstantJob 1, 2, 3. Okay, you remember, you can customize your cable. Okay? L'atelier du câble, 1, 2, 3. All right? Okay. Ooh, so you remember the teacher? Okay, for the kids. 1, 2, 3, Navadra. And of course you remember le Frigo Jaune, the yellow fridge. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so obviously tonight I think you are super cold. I don't know why. We had a good moment together. You could spread some more energy. But anyway, I think, sorry guys, it's not you both. It's between them. And now all of you have to choose. And to really, you know, from the bottom of your heart, like give, you know, give. So either one or the other. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the yellow fridge? Okay, well, I'm super happy tonight. The one who won the prize of Pitch Don't Kill My Vibe, it's woohoo! Le Frigo Jaune! Bravo, bravo, bravo. Thanks to this amazing jury who was with us tonight. Thank you, Greg. I really appreciate the fact that you dedicate some time to us. Thank you very much.
Que la famille. Que la famille.